what we know for sure is that change is the new normal. And the rate of that change is accelerating rapidly at a pace we have never seen before. Together, we'll spend the equivalent of more than 1 billion years on connected activities just in 2018 alone. So of course, what that means is that businesses and brands everywhere are realizing social is mission critical to stay ahead of the game and now just to stay in the game. When citizens are evaluating the experience they have on your social channels, they're not comparing apples to apples. They're not comparing one gov agency to another. They're comparing their experience to what they have on Amazon or Netflix or their favorite brand that they interact with. I bet you, if I send a DM to Amazon Help right now, which I often do, bit of an Amazon junkie, they will probably respond by the time I'm done speaking here. So I expect that if my passport is lost, or if I just realize that my driver's license is expired, now I want to be able to have that problem solved for me on social media. This is my favorite of all time, and I really encourage you to follow City of LA Jobs because they're doing some really interesting things that you could be inspired by. So they only have a very small following, maybe like 3,000 followers. But this tweet, as you can see, got over 30,000 retweets, 74,000 likes, just because they took the time to kind of think a little bit out of the box. Our second area of focus is crisis management. And of course, the reason why this is so important is because the way you respond on social media can literally be a life and death difference. Aim to be the voice of authority. Don't be afraid to own the narrative, the conversation that's happening around that crisis, even if you're a very small agency and you have a very small following. During a crisis, it's all eyes on you. So that means the media and the public are looking to you to be the authority on this specific topic. So you need to be fast, you need to be the first to own the conversation and own what is happening. Some very savvy Twitter users zoomed in on his photo, and you guessed it, his email is wide open. Also, those sticky notes someone mentioned earlier, usernames and passwords. After dealing with such a terrible PR crisis, this was the last thing they needed. It was just a pylon on top of everything else they were dealing with people criticizing them for, being lax enough to have a human error. And then on top of that, they're like, okay, this is how you guys handle security? No wonder this happened, right? So really not a good look. When it comes to social, your work is never, ever done. You guys know this from doing it every day. And you have to adapt every day to what's happening and be flexible to change. And if you aren't using Hootsuite and would like to know a little bit more, I'll stick around till the end of the day and we can talk about how Hootsuite can help your social media strategy. Any questions? What it lies in is partnering with people who can carry that message for you. So if you're looking to hire African Canadians, go and look in the ethnic press, look for bloggers, look for people who that community connects with, and invest in them, sponsor events, be out in that community. And it's more about aligning your brand with that community so that those people feel comfortable and think that, okay, this is a place that I can work. If I see myself reflected in the images that are posted alongside the job, or if I see somebody else in my community sharing that, I will be more inclined to want to apply there. So it's not just about the algorithm targeting. It's about your entire strategy, really, and how you look at that whole process of reaching the type of people you want to reach. You have to get out of your seat and go out into those communities and figure out how to get them to feel that they can trust. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we'll conclude the session. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for this.